So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Ukiah. This is our virtual Sunday service. I am Reverend Dr. Candace Beckett, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you all here today. This is a very special Sunday for me. I'm very excited about that. But just to start, I just want you to know that within this service, whether it's in the music or the message or the treatment, that there is going to be something that you have just been waiting to hear. And today's the day. This is the service. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, with that in mind, let's start with an opening treatment. And Harvey Baumoel will be giving us that today. So, Harvey, can you take it away?
Thank you. Thank you, Candace. It's good to be here. So let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there, says Rumi. Serenity and peace have been on my mind and my heart, and I have been feeling them, and they are in that field that Rumi mentioned. So let's do a treatment for peace and serenity. Take a deep breath. Right here and right now, there is peace. We've heard, with all its sham and drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful and strive to be happy. Let us feel that peace, joy, and cheerfulness and happiness, and maybe even bliss right here and right now. So take another deep breath. And as you feel it, as we let our hearts and minds rest here and now, we let the love wash over us. We let it flow in, over, and through us now. We never had to do anything but rest and be still, to allow these tranquil and joyous feelings be present in our soul. God is within, and nothing is what we do right now. So we don't try to stop our thoughts and we don't follow them. Become aware of our breath and our body. We treat ourselves with a stillness that allows the oneness and unity from the one field, our connected universe, be present in us now. Nothing to do, nothing to be, nothing to have. We can feel our own personal calmness as well as the calmness of all of us together. It is with great appreciation and gratitude that we feel the joy and love, tranquility, peace, and serenity within. Just to be. And we let this all be so. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Harvey. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
So now let's have some special music from Calvin Johnson.
Well with my soul.
Thank you, Calvin. Oh, just beautiful as always. So appreciate you. So this is why I'm excited. This is the person who's speaking today has spoken probably other than me and maybe Harvey. This is the person who has spoken the most at our church, and I've never heard her give a talk. So we all know her, we all love her, and support her in all that she's doing and about to do. So it's my pleasure to introduce Bonnie Callan, who will be speaking on moving out of the hood. So Bonnie, take it away.
Thank you, Candace, and thank you, Harvey and Calvin. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, moving has been on my mind and about all I've talked about for quite a while. But this actually is a talk that I did a few years ago. In fact, when I looked it up, I think it was 2017 that I actually did this talk before. So even if you've heard it before, maybe it's a refresher. When I talk about moving out of the hood, I'm talking about victimhood. And victimhood can be a lot of different things. It's whatever mindset traps you. For some people, that's a health condition. For some people, it's financial. For some people, it's relationship problems. But whatever a job you hate, any of those things can put you in that mindset of victimhood. And we talk about, you know, change your thinking, change your life. And that's what we all know we need to do. Sometimes it's easier than other times, depending on whatever it is that's kind of got you trapped. So anyway, when I talk about victimhood, I'm talking about all of those things and whatever applies to you. So when I'm actually physically moving out of a house, you sort things, you know. I absolutely love my bed. At one time I thought, I'm just going to sell everything and I'm going to go with nothing and buy all new when I get there. And then I thought, I love my bed. I love my bedroom furniture. I definitely want to take that with me. So then I had to sort of rethink that plan. On the other hand, this couch that I'm sitting on right now, I've had for 20 years and I'm done. No way I'm going to move that all the way across country. In my mind, it's old. It no longer serves me. And so if we're moving out of victimhood, in my mind, you need to sort your thoughts the same way. Let's start with health. That's a big one for a lot of people. I read somewhere that health is the foundation for joy. And it absolutely is, because it doesn't matter if you win the lottery. If you're sick, you're going to spend all your money on medical bills. You're not going to get to enjoy it. You know, just met the love of your life, but you're too sick to do anything with them. It doesn't matter, you know, if everything else in your life is going fine, if you're having health issues. And so what we need to put aside is any idea that is not perfect health. We know that we were given amazing immune systems. We know that we were given the ability to heal ourselves. And that's pretty much from anything, if you just know that it's possible. So we want to keep that thought of perfect health, and we want to dump the thoughts that there's nothing I can do about it. There are amazing new treatments in medicine that we didn't have years ago. I had gallbladder surgery one time, and my scar was at least 6 inches long. The following year, they started doing laparoscopic surgery, and the scar was like this. So things just keep getting better and better all the time, and we need to embrace that and focus on how much better we can be, see ourselves in perfect health. So I have this big box of ideas about health that I want to keep, and these other non-truths about health that can sometimes trap you, and we want to move those out of our reality. Another practice that that keeps people in that mindset. I was reading a book by Wayne Dyer one time, and he was talking about meeting a man at the gym, and all the time they're on side by side on a treadmills, and the man just starts telling him about all of his health problems the whole time that they're working out. And Wayne Dyer says, that he was trying to show him a more positive side, and the man just kept going back to the problems, going back to complaining, and just kind of whining. My mom and her sisters when they would get together, they had almost a competition going about who had been the sickest and who had been to the doctor more often. And it was, I can remember listening to that even as a child, thinking, why do they do this? How is this? There's no prize for being sicker than everybody else. I don't think that many of us do that, but I certainly have met a lot of people who do. So anyway, whatever your story is around your health, if any of it is not serving you, just move out of that and try to focus on the perfect health, the perfect wholeness that you are. The other big one that traps people is the idea of lack and limitation, and that is most often financial, but there's also ideas of lack and limitation around other things. Right now for me, the lack and limitation is I'm not getting that phone call that I want, and I know it. I know that I need to put that aside and just focus on being here and with the people that I love here and the love that I know that is waiting for me there, but it still gets me sometimes. And I know how that happens and why that happens. And I know that I have to let that go. I have to put that in the box that I don't want anymore. Financially, I've done pretty well on that one, but I know a lot of people haven't. I used to say, I just wish I had enough money to pay my bills. And month after month after month, I had exactly enough to pay my bills and nothing left at the end. So I adopted a new mantra, and the new mantra is, there's always more than enough for everything I need and everything I want. And I have added to that, not just money. There's always enough time. There's always enough support. There's always enough help. There's always more than enough for everything I need and everything I want. And I was just talking to somebody about abundance recently, and I feel like that mindset is better than winning the lottery or getting a big inheritance or an insurance settlement or anything you can think of where there's a giant lump of money all at once, because that money goes away. You have to pay taxes on it, on and on and on. If there's always just enough for whatever you need right now, today, more than I need, then I have more than a lottery winner, because I know I have that every day. And that's been working for me for a long time. The other truth that I keep in my keeper box is that money is only good for what you can do with it. And sometimes the things that you want or need don't necessarily come in a monetary form. You know, I knew these people one time, and when I first met them, they were talking about where they lived. And they talked about having a fishing lake and hiking trails and horseshoe pits and all of these things. And it sounded like they just lived on this beautiful property. And the lady talked about her beautiful Victorian furniture and all of these wonderful things. And then after we got to know them better, we went to visit them once. They lived in a travel trailer in a campground. They had furnished the inside of the travel trailer. Once you walked in the door, you felt like you were in a Victorian house. And they did have all of that. They had a fishing lake and hiking trails and all of that, but they didn't have to buy it. They didn't have to maintain it. It was just theirs to use. And they were some of the happiest people I ever met. I know that you don't stop the flow of abundance by trying to hoard it or keep it. You got to keep it moving. When you pay your bills, remember that you're putting money back into the economy. You're paying all of the people that work at PG&E. When you buy groceries, you're not just paying the store, you're paying the farmer and the truck driver and all of those people. And it always lifts my heart to know that I can afford to do this. I celebrate every time I buy somebody lunch or give them a ride, or because I can. And that's being able to give allows you to receive far more than you're giving away. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about how it feels to be able to do that, or to let yourself do that. And then there's the victimhood of relationships. I think about when I went through my first divorce very, very, very many years ago, and I was absolutely devastated. But in hindsight, I look back and I'm so happy that that man cheated on me, because I realize how awful my life would have been if I'd stayed with him. You have to know when something no longer serves you and to move away. And the real work in relationships, of course, is forgiveness. You forgive them, not for them, but for you. We've all heard the Candace's story about, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And I know, and I think all of you know how true that is. But one of the things that that I have to watch is saying things like, they always do that. Whether you're talking about politicians or your neighbors or your in-laws, that idea that they always do that. I had a friend one time who was constantly complaining about her neighbors. She had to get up very early in the morning, and they stayed up very late at night, and they partied, and they had loud music and lots of people over there. And she was constantly complaining about them. And I finally convinced her to stop doing that and to try and find some things about those people that she liked, that she was okay with. And she did, and they ended up moving away. So anytime you're focused on the bad, it just gets worse. And even before I came to this teaching, that's something I learned pretty early in life, that worrying about things, being afraid of things, anxious over things, just makes that situation almost impossible. And if you can just even say, at least I wasn't killed in the accident. At least, this will be over soon. At least I still have friends, or I still have whatever the at least is, oftentimes can pull you back from that brink of being anxious or whatever. And then the other box that I have whenever I'm moving somewhere is a donate box. And when we're sorting our thoughts, we also have thoughts that belong in the donate box. And those are the thoughts that are about other people. I've heard Candace say many, many times, is this mine? And that's something that I truly had to learn from her. When it's about people that we care about, maybe our kids or our spouses or your best friend, whatever, oftentimes we want to fix it for them, or we just, we're worried for them, or but you have to reach that point where it's not yours to fix. It's not yours. You can pray for them, you can wish them the best, but this is their path to walk. And sometimes we just have to let them. So, I'm learning today, Candace, that this is a lot harder. When I'm standing in the center and I'm talking, it's just so easy to do. And sitting here, it just really isn't. But I also haven't done it for quite a while, so that might have something to do with it. I think the biggest thing is when you have anything in your life that you just think you can't change, whether it's where you live, where you work, whatever, if it's something that you're not happy with, know that you have the power within you to change that. There's no reason why we have to do anything. We can move forward. We can move towards the things that we do want in our lives. It's totally up to us. And with God, all things are possible. And we know this. When I did this talk at the center, I actually had boxes and I handed out cards, and I had people write down one thought that you want to keep, you definitely want to keep and you want to make bigger. One thought that you know you need to let go of. And you want to not have that thought anymore. You want to replace it with something better. And one thought that you need to donate because it really belongs to someone else. So if you'd like to do that as a homework assignment, just you can just write it on a piece of paper. But I invite you to try that, to do that, and see how that works for you. Anyway, thoughts that keep us in victimhood, I guess we all have them off and on. But the truth is that with God, all things are possible, and working with the law instead of denying your God-given right, your God-given power. And it's never too late to do that. So, in closing, I'd like to do a treatment. If you all want to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Right here, right now, in this moment, in every place, in every situation, God is all there is, period. Living and breathing through each of us. I have a body, but I am not my body. At my core, I am God having a physical experience. God is unconditional love, perfect health, unlimited abundance, and unbounded creativity. Therefore, I am unconditional love, perfect health, unlimited abundance, and unbounded creativity. My intention is to become aware of this whole truth, accepting my self-worth and using the power of God within me to receive my best life and greater good for all around me. I'm grateful in this knowledge and awareness. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming, all that I am and all I am becoming. By speaking these words, I release this intention, these thoughts, into the one divine mind, the center of manifestation, where the creative power of the universe makes it so. And so it is. Thank you.
And so it is. Oh, Bonnie, that's great. I loved it. In fact,
Thank you.
have to go because I was taking notes. And I missed a couple of things, but I definitely love the let's get out the boxes, just like if you're moving, and these ones we'll keep, these ones we'll throw away, and these we'll donate. And I just love that. That is so beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk. Okay. Well, now it's the time for our offering. And so as always, I want to just begin by thanking all of you so much for continuing to support our center. And like I said, we're kind of coming up on a time where decisions are going to be made. And I want everyone that's on this call and other people that will be reaching out to, to be a part of those decisions and making sure that the center can continue in a way that which is that makes Mendocino County a place that works for everyone. So okay, so if you could just take your offering in your hand and know with me right now this truth. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies this gift. With all my heart and with all my mind, I know that I am saying yes to something I value. with all others present here, we dedicate these gifts to the values and visions we share. So we do have a couple of announcements. If I can just find them. Here we go. To start with, and again, we spoke about this a little bit at the beginning, but next week, Madge and I are going to be at the center to do the service from there. We don't have all the equipment we need or anything, but what I know is that we can sit down with my laptop and we can broadcast our Zoom meeting, our virtual service from there. And so we are going to open that to a few more people. So if you would like to come to the center next week, you need to make a reservation. Probably the best way to do that would be to send your request directly to me, because I'm not actually sure when Gail's going to be back. I think she's back on Tuesday, but I'm not sure. You know, she's in South Carolina. But you know, so on the 13th, we're gonna try broadcasting, and part of it is just kind of to start to get the feel for the center again. And Mary is definitely involved in this, and Jack and a couple of other people on looking at exactly what would be required. And we're looking at a couple of options, you know, and you know, money is a factor in what we're gonna do. But next week we just think it's time, and because probably on the 14th the governor will be you know, lifting restrictions, and I'm still not sure what that'll mean for us, because we still want to be careful and make sure that what we do works for as many people as possible. But we are going to still be able to do our Zoom thing, but we're also ready to invite people into the sanctuary. So let me know. Like I said, you know, you can well, text or email me directly, and then I can get you on your list. We're probably not going to do more than about 8, maybe 10 people, just because of the size of our sanctuary. But so let me know, because for instance, Madge and I can't remember who's doing the treatment, but maybe those 3 people will all be present in the sanctuary. But that would bring us down to we could have, you know, 7 in the sanctuary. So do let me know. In the meantime, we haven't really gotten any response to other ways you can support the service. And even though we do still have time, there are some things that we really want everyone to consider, and particularly those of you who have been showing up since September and really been a part of the discussion. You know, again, you're also the ones that showed up for the annual meeting and things like that. You're kind of the core group. So we're really looking for you to help us out with that. So one of the things that I've been doing and that I won't be doing after September 1st is the newsletter. So if somebody would like to take that on and be the person that compiles and emails out the newsletter, you have options. I've been doing it weekly because I just kind of want to make sure that, and one week I didn't send it because I'd asked for a response for 2 weeks and hadn't gotten any. And then the next week I had someone say to me, well, you know, if you don't send out a newsletter, it's harder to get to the link for Sunday mornings. So I did kind of think about just doing the link to Sunday morning, but you have choices, you have options. You know, you could do it once a month or every other week or whatever. So there's some things. The newsletter is going to become very important, particularly as we start to accept candidates. We have reposted on CSL our profile, and it looks really nice. It's very pretty. And again, thank you to all the people that helped make that happen. Okay, so that's one, is the newsletter. The next one is Facebook. Facebook is actually, this is a pretty simple thing, but um, it could be a lot more. But right now it's mostly going on monitoring, seeing if anybody has posted to us. So occasionally we get questions from people that, live in Timbuktu, but it's good to respond to them. So anything like that, but it's also just fun because I can tell by contacts and engagements how many people are like watching our service on Facebook and things like that. But it's a pretty easy one. It probably wouldn't, take you more than maybe an hour a week. And so that's one. And the other one is YouTube, because as you know, we are recording all the services, and in September we will continue. I don't know at this point for sure how that's gonna what that's gonna look like, but right now, if we were doing it just like we do right now, it would mean after the service is over, you would be the one to take the service and put it onto Facebook. And once it's on Facebook, it says, "Do you want to share that with?" Or once it's on YouTube, it'll ask you, "Do you want to share that with Facebook?" And you say yes, and it goes over there. So, and then you're done. There's a couple of steps to it, but again, it's pretty easy. The thing that takes the longest is downloading the service. And so, but you can go have lunch while you're downloading the service. That's what I do. And then just put it up there. And so that's it. And again, all three of these things become more important as we're scheduling speakers, we're scheduling soloists, we're going to be scheduling candidates. We put our day to have submissions to be August 31st. But you want to be able to get that information, and we want that information to be easily accessible to people that aren't here on Sunday mornings. So please think about that. Please contact me directly. And by directly, that means use my email address, not the center's, because I'm not over there that much, but I'm here. And then, of course, our current ongoing project is making sure that building bridges is supported. So please take a look at that list and know that Teresa's willing to take your items. You have to take them to her house, but she's willing to take them. Trudy Morgan, you can drop them on her porch. It's on Mill Street, so it's kind of right in the center of town. Or you can take your stuff directly to Building Bridges and give them a call. They'll come out, get your stuff. So it's pretty simple, and I think it's a good thing that we have something. We haven't really discussed. I know we've been doing Building Bridges a long time. It's fine with me. We can just keep doing that. But if you have a suggestion for someone else that we would like to support in our community, it's part of what we put on our profile is that we send money to, support, sending money to CSL and then a local not-for-profit. And so, and then we also we listed all these other things that we've done for, to support other groups within our community. That makes us look, pretty good. So, but if there's somebody else, because what we used to do with the board was we picked one every month. And then, and I was still there when we made the decision, because it was after the fires. And so for about a year, it was just for fire relief. So, but if there's something else that's calling to you that has come up in your head that you go, this would be a good thing for us to support, please let us know. Because, and in the meantime, Building Bridges looks great. We'll just keep going there until we decide to do something else. Okay. Well, that's it for announcements for today. I do want to remind you, if you'd like to stay for a little bit after the closing, please do, and we'll visit. Or if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Even though be willing to hear, I don't know, because I don't know. And in the meantime, let's have a closing song from our beloved Calvin. So,
Oh, thank you so much. This is a song by Jan Garrett, of J.D. Martin and Jan Garrett. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and the green was easy and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloomed in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and the way was easy and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. And the garden stars are shining, and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and the sound was easy and the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the parents' debts are clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came. I dreamed of freedom and the winds changed. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land.
that was great, Calvin. Thank you so much. And thank all of you for being a part of the service today. I love you all. And namaste.